There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. When you're down 28-0 at the end of the first quarter, you're gonna have to answer some questions you don't want to answer.
Yikes.
And we're going to address that. I'll also say there was a very obvious silver lining, and we will address that. But first, Dave Doeren, the head coach of the NC State Wolfpack, admitted what a little bit of candor is kind of nice. Not what he was thinking would happen in that game.
We kept playing. I mean, that was one thing I said. We're going to see in the second half who's a quitter and who isn't, who's tough. And some guys got to play, and they did some good things out there. Obviously, I'm not happy. We lost the game, and we played terrible in the first quarter. I mean, that's just not what I expected from our football team, and we're going to go back to work. We played two good teams and played poorly against two good teams. We got a lot to do to fix it.
The film won't be pleasant to watch tomorrow, but what will you be most eager to learn from it?
Who's playing really hard and who isn't. That's it, because we got to ride and die with the guys that are going to play really hard.
That's some real introverted stuff. We're going to ride with the guys. I mean, that's implying that there's some you won't ride with. Listen, C.J. Bailey, freshman quarterback, making his first start on the road at Clemson. There's your silver lining. There it is. Looked like he belonged, made some big-time throws, made good decisions for the most part, particularly before the game got really, really out of hand. Just about everything else went poorly. I liked what I saw from the young quarterback. I'd focus on that if I were an NC State fan. I'd focus on that. The defense, on the other hand, I would do my best not to focus on that. Here's the crazy part. It felt more dramatic than it was on defense. It wasn't a lot of 50-yard plays. Right? If you go back and watch Clemson App State, it was like 70-yard run, 80-yard pass, 60-yard pass. That could legitimately, you could be down 28-0 with 4 mistakes if it's 80-yard plays. And obviously there was the 50-plus yard rush from Cade Klubnik. What are you going to do? I mean, that's just, you got to have a real hard look in the mirror when Cade Klubnik roasts you for 55 yards.
I was like, is that Josh Allen for a second?
Other than that, they didn't have, it was 30, 28, 35, 17, 12. It was just an offense executing at a high level over and over and over again, and you were unable to stop them. It was a missed tackle that turns a 3-yard gain into a 12-yard gain. It was a miscommunication that turned a 12-yard gain into a 19-yard gain. That's almost worse. You give up a 90-yard touchdown because a young guy makes a mental error. Yell at the young guy. You give up 4 consecutive touchdown drives because everybody is making just a little bit not good enough of a play. That's a lot worse. Now you're down 28-0 at the end of the first quarter. All your offensive plans are thrown away. The running game was actually working at times.
It was. It was like, good luck to your freshman quarterback. Got to go out there. Hey, you're down 28-0. Have fun.
Yeah, and we can't hand the ball off because we need to score chunk plays now. You couldn't stay dedicated to it. And then the frustrating part is, and I guess maybe I don't know what else you do in this situation, but it's not just about fighting once you're down 40. It's about not getting down 40. Right there, like it's one of my big pet peeves, and it goes back to when I was a player, which is like the super accountable guy. Drops a pass, that's on me. I'm gonna work so hard that I don't drop it again. I'm like, all right, cool. Drops another pass. Hey guys, I own this. I know that's my mistake. That one's on. I'm going like, listen, eventually you're gonna have to stop dropping passes. I love that members of the team stayed engaged. I love that you put in the backups towards the end of the game and they scored. I love that. But that doesn't change and or improve anything you put on the field at the early part of that game. I stand by the talent is there on offense. I look at Justin Jolie, the tight end who I've been high on since preseason, the transfer from UConn, and I see him continuing to make plays and continuing to be a threat yards after the catch. We know what Casey Concepcion can do, even though he hasn't been popping for big plays as of late. I think that's something to do with defenses keying in on him. I still believe in Noah Rogers. I still believe in some of the freshmen. I still believe in the talent. But man, is it more frustrating when you believe in the talent and the offense isn't getting it done. Defense, I don't know if maybe we overhyped the talent in preseason. I'll put my hand up on that. I also think there was a healthy amount of, I'm not going to worry about it. Tony Gibson will figure it out. And their defensive coordinator, Tony Gibson, isn't making up the difference the way I thought he would. He isn't making up the difference. It isn't just, whoever you give him, he'll put together a solid defense. It's not that. Dave Doeren earlier today spoke to the media. He talked about being built for this and rallying the fans.
I told the team this. I'm built for stuff like this, man. I love adversity. I love obstacles, and I'm going to battle and fight. And your team's going to fight. And, I would ask our fans, as frustrated as they are, to fight with us. And there's a lot of fair weather people and bandwagon people out there in the world these days. And the Wolfpack needs to be the version that's not that way. I watched it last year with our team, and then it came back the right way. I watched it with our basketball team. Like, this needs to be a group of people that supports these kids because they're going to fight.
There's a saying that I'm actually debating whether I should say right now. Because I'm a fan of Dave Doeren. I like him. I think he builds a program the right way. I think he went all in this year with transfer portal and things, and it's not working out the way he designed. But saying you're built for this brings me back to a saying that I've heard quite a bit in my competitive career and in covering the sport, which is, you show me a good loser, and I'll show you a loser. Not a direct comparison here, but if you're built for after you get knocked on your tail, find a way to summon that same energy before you get knocked on your tail. It shouldn't take getting smoked by Tennessee and getting smoked by Clemson and having mediocre performances against both Western Carolina and Louisiana Tech in order to now get to that we need to fight and scrap and we need all the support. It's not boxing. You can't leave yourself open to a couple hits early in the round and then come back and win the game. It's a football season. Couple hits early and your season's over. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan.